Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you all had a fantastic week. I am back. This is Real Talk Insurance with Ryan. Apologize for not getting a video out last week, but hey, we ran laps at ITC out in Vegas and we were exhausted. So I get a pass. I give myself a pass, and that's the way that goes. So we're back this week with episode 4. I do want to talk a little bit about ITC for a lot of you that were not able to attend. Caribou puts on a great event. I will say that. It was a great event. First experience for us in the GloveBox team. Learned a lot. Really got a good feeling and understanding of the tech that's coming up in the market, including GloveBox. And I have some thoughts, and I'm going to use this forum to share them. I'm not going to take too much of your time because what do my opinions matter, right? I want to focus more on your business. But I do want to give a bit of thought on what I saw. A lot of great tech is coming up. Not just from the States, but from all over the world. We're seeing some great insurance tech. Some relate to the U.S. insurance market and some don't, and some will adapt. Insurance markets are different depending on what country you're in. What I do see, however, which I find interesting, is a lot of companies are trying to get into insurance. A lot of bigger companies are trying to get into insurance. Name brand companies, and I don't mention them by name, but a lot of people are being drawn to this insurtech movement because this space needs so much help. And as we know, there's a lot of money in insurance. You need it. Everybody has to have insurance, whether you like it or not. And so big companies are being drawn to this insurtech movement. So what I see is a lack of understanding of actual insurance, and not the product itself, but how to actually sell insurance, what the relationship is like between an agent, between a carrier, between a client. There's a lack of understanding, and the reason why is if you have not lived it as an agent or as a carrier, or if you don't have an intimate knowledge of how that works, living the struggles of that day to day, especially on the agent side, you don't really know. You don't really know how to solve problems that you have not lived. And so that's kind of interesting to see. I saw one company in particular, again, I don't mention companies by name. I know the hard work it takes to get a brand going and to keep a reputation. This company has an excellent reputation. I have nothing but respect for them. But I see gaps in what they're bringing to the market. They jumped into insurance. They had a booth at the event, and they were giving seminars, and I was asking questions to them as I was passing by, just out of sheer curiosity. Reason why is I had dealt with them about less than a year ago and wanting to bring them on to my agency, and quite honestly, there were so many shortcomings in the way that they have set up their technology when it comes to insurance. It didn't work. There was too many nuances. A lot of nuances that either they didn't think about or they don't care about. I'm thinking it's the first one. They just didn't think about it. You can't just throw a product into the insurance space and expect it to work. You have to do some research and really figure out what's the reality of the business. Let's not talk about what we think it should be. Let's talk about the reality of where we sit today. And is my product really solving a problem? And with this specific product that I'm referring to, there's so many different facets of where this fits into an agency. If you don't cover all your bases, it's never going to work. It's going to be a mess. And my agency actually decided not to bring on this product because it was just too complicated. It was half-baked. They hadn't thought through the entire process. And I still saw that at ITC. So I found that interesting that had not evolved. And I see that all the time. I come from an agent space. I come from the struggle of starting from the bottom, making $200 a month, trying to go out and get leads, trying to sell business, trying to wrap my head around selling 25 carriers and what that looks like and who takes what, and all the underwriting guidelines, all the packages of endorsements and everything that the carriers throw at you, and things change every month. And so it's a lot to keep up with from an agent side. So I know what that struggle's like, and I know how to get past those and really focus on what's important in order to sell a bunch of business and make a lot of money, but also do right by your clients. Be that authority figure in the field to make sure that you're doing right by your clients. And so ITC overall was an amazing experience. GloveBox was very well received. We created GloveBox from the struggles of the agents and the agencies and seeing what's happening in the market. we are solving problems that we know exist because we live them. And it was us sitting around saying, wow, I wish this was done this way. I wish this happened that way. I wish consumers could do this so it would free up my time so that I could go market more and sell more insurance and help more people. So ITC was fantastic. I see a lot of ideas that are half-baked. I see a lot of ideas that are fully baked, that are amazing, and I'm excited to see where these ideas go in the future. And I'm available. I'm a resource. So if anybody that is starting an insurtech, or maybe you're a large company, you're trying to get into insurance and you want to pick my brain, I'm available. I'm available to offer those resources to tell you, hey, that's not going to work and here's why. You should try it this way because this is what agents actually want and this is how they actually interact on a day-to-day basis. So anyway, enough about my opinions. Like I said, for what that's worth, right? We all know what opinions are worth. Everybody's got a saying about that. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna recap where we're at. You've got almost 60 minutes, an hour long of the first 3 trainings, which are the nuts and the bolts, man. I don't give any fluff. It's not any high level mindset, things of that nature. Again, I assume your mindset is correct. You're ready to rock and roll. So if you have not watched my first 3 episodes of Real Talk Insurance with Ryan, go ahead and catch up. It's building on that foundation to now get to this point where we're at today. So everybody should be doing their daily 50. If you've already stopped doing your daily 50, which I guarantee you 50% of the people that are watching this video have already stopped doing their daily 50. Get back on it, man. Come on, you got to hold yourselves accountable to doing your daily 50, reaching out to mortgage brokers on LinkedIn every single day. Do it Saturday and Sunday too. You know, be an overachiever. There's nothing wrong with pinging people on the weekends. It's a very passive touch. Put your name, put your brand in front of them, and then let them get back to you when they feel it's convenient. So there's nothing wrong with that. Daily 50, we should be doing our two call days a week, right? We're running our call days, doing our call sessions. I want to hear how those are going, guys. I want to hear about the rebuttals from mortgage brokers. Trust me, I've heard everything. I've heard it all. And so I can help overcome those rebuttals. So send those to me. I want to hear what mortgage brokers are saying. It actually is entertaining. I love working with mortgage brokers. They're some of my favorite people. They have a run and gun mentality just like we do in insurance if you're a hustler. And it's fun to play some tennis with them, kick some stuff back and forth. So don't get frustrated if you get objections and you don't know how to answer them, or you feel like they're being abrasive or contentious with you. More than likely they're just testing you, and it's fun to kind of test them back. So let me help with that. Again, let me know what objections you're hearing. I want to help with that. Are we sending out our Monday morning emails every Monday like clockwork? 50% of the agents I train stop doing it within 3 weeks. And that is frustrating. It's so easy. Come on, guys. This is easy touches in order to maintain your relationships with your mortgage brokers that you work so hard to cultivate. You take them for coffee, you bring them burritos, you bring them shots on Fridays, whatever it is that you do. And then, you can't send out a Monday morning email. It's astonishing to me. So get back on the Monday morning emails if you stop doing it. Every single Monday, like clockwork. You'll know when you don't need to do it anymore. You'll feel it. You'll know it. You don't need anybody else to tell you. But in the meantime, sending out those Monday morning emails. I want to hear how leads are going. How many leads are we cultivating? Are we keeping that A, B, and C list fresh? Our A mortgage brokers, our B mortgage brokers, our C mortgage brokers. Are we moving people up and down? Again, don't get caught in the trap of a mortgage broker that just wants to chit chat. If they're not sending you business within 3-4 visits, move on, man. Add them to your Monday morning email and move on. Because that's not bad. Again, if you want to make friends, that's fine, but do it outside of when you're trying to market and network and get your business up and running. So some important stuff there. Let's talk about first and foremost kind of what I've been alluding to if you're not being consistent. If you're not being consistent doing the things that I have taught you already, you are not going to be successful, okay? And I'm not going to beat you up on this. You get a pass this time. I got a pass last week. You get a pass this time. Get back on this stuff. You have to be consistent. It's very easy to be lazy. It's hard to be consistent, but let me flip that on you. It's actually more work to be lazy than it is to not be lazy. I'm going to say that again. It's more work to be lazy than it is to not be lazy. And here's why. When you're lazy, you are creating more work for yourself. It compounds. And so when you decide not to do one thing today and you're going to put it off till next week, that marketing plan Ryan was talking about, I'll try that next week. I'll start the week after that. You're creating more work for yourself. You're digging yourself a deeper hole when you're lazy. So when you're lazy, you're actually creating yourself more work. I'm an inherently lazy person. I'll admit it. First and foremost, I'm an inherently lazy person and I'm a procrastinator. What I've done is I've retrained my brain to when I feel a procrastination thought coming in my head of, oh, you know what, you should do that, but do it next week. I've trained my brain to say, nope, I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to do it right now. I drop what I'm doing and I finish that task that I said I wasn't going to do until next week. And I've retrained my brain. And I'll tell you what, I work less than most people, but I work smarter than most people. Check that. I work about 15 hours a day, but I work smarter than most people. And that's the reason why is I don't put things off. I get things done in order to get more tasks accomplished. And that's what you have to do. So retrain your brain. When you have procrastination creeping in, say, nope, I'm going to do it right now. And it takes a little while and you have to be disciplined, but hold yourself accountable to that. So that's kind of the nuts and the bolts of what I want to talk about today. Let's talk about your day. Let's talk about how you're setting up your day. You should have consistent leads coming in, at least 2 to 3 a day right now. Now that you've got your mortgage brokers up and cranking, you're responding in a timely fashion. Remember, we talked about within 30 minutes, you're responding to an email with a lead. Honestly, 30 minutes is probably too long. Even if you send them a quick, hey, John, really appreciate it. I'm on this. I'm all over it. Whether it's calling the client, whether they want a quick quote, whatever it may be, you're on it. So don't let emails go, half a day and you haven't responded. Whoever said don't work from your email doesn't know insurance, because in insurance, you're working from your email. That's just the reality of it. Client emails you, you're getting right back to them, because we know they could go directly to Geico and get a policy today. They could go directly to Hippo and get a policy today. And so the longer you wait, the longer they're online trying to find another agent or trying to get their policy themselves. So whoever said working from your email isn't a good idea wasn't talking about insurance. You're working from your email all day long. You're responsive and you're getting stuff done. So let me talk about kind of the flow when you're getting multiple leads. I used to get 6, 7, 8 leads a day. And so I remember having to do 6, 7, 8 quotes a day. And you got to get fast. You got to get very quick. You got to learn where you can cut out time in the quoting process in order to be more streamlined. A home and auto quote should not take you more than 15, 20 minutes at the most. At the most. You're going to get so good at quoting. When you see a home, you're going to know exactly what carrier it goes with. Oh, it's got a wood roof, it's going here. Oh, they have 2 claims, it's got to go there. Oh, they have 3 tickets on their auto, it's going here. You've got to be able to rattle that stuff off, guys. If you're not studying your underwriting guidelines and keeping up with what the carriers are allowing you to write on a monthly basis, it always shifts, especially if you're in the independent space. You're doing yourself a disservice. You clunking around in a carrier for 2 hours or going from here to there to your rate or back and forth, you're taking too long trying to massage that quote. Know your products, know your carriers. You gotta get fast at it. So again, being efficient with the way you quote. Now here's another tip that I always told my agents, that's a common mistake that people make. They'll start a quote and then they won't finish it, and then they'll start another quote. And then they'll get another quote, and then they'll do a little bit of that one. And then they'll start this package over here, and they'll do a little bit of this one. And now I've got 6 quotes that are half done, and I really haven't gotten anywhere. That's a common mistake for agents, especially when you're getting a lot of business and you're trying to figure out how to get the flow down. Finish a quote before you start the next quote. A to Z. Get it off your plate. Bang, bang, bang. Get them off your plate. Don't let half of this quote get done. I did a little bit of that one. I started that one, but I don't really want to work on that one. I want to work on this one. Stay disciplined. Even if you're working on a quote and you get another quote request, call it, app it, and put it in line. But finish the quote that you were working on. Don't have multiple quotes going. That's the most important thing, especially for people that are ADD like me, where you get the squirrel effect. Someone walks by and your attention is gone. You've got to focus on the quote that you're working on and get it out to your client and close that deal. Send the quote, whatever you do. We've talked about it over video. You're calling the client while you email, whatever your process is, but make sure you get that done, close that deal, add it to your pipeline. All right. So that's very important. Finish a quote before you start the next quote. Here's another tip. When you're working on mortgage broker leads, make sure that you're sending the quote that you sent to the client to the mortgage broker as well. This is key. The reason why, I can't tell you how many times mortgage brokers have sold the policies for me. Think about from the consumer standpoint when they're buying a house. It's a very daunting process. There's a lot of things that they need to handle. And insurance is not at the top of their list. So it's not that they don't want to talk to you or that they don't want to deal with you or that they didn't like your quote. It's been swept under 5 other things that are more important, right? So if you send the quote to the mortgage broker, now the mortgage broker is talking to their clients and they're saying, hey, did you see that quote Ryan sent over? Oh, no, I didn't have a chance to look at it yet. How'd it look? Oh, it looked great. You should go with it. Okay, cool. Let's go with that. Perfect. The mortgage broker emails me back, says, hey, John Smith wants to go with your quote. Perfect. I give John Smith a shout. Hey, John, just wanted to confirm. Your mortgage broker said you're good to go. Bang, bang, bang. Add it to my pipeline. It's done and done. So make sure you're keeping your mortgage broker in the loop on the quotes that you're sending. It not only shows them the rates that you're being able to provide, they're able to help you close deals, and it shows them how fast you work. If you sent that lead an hour ago, I've already called, apped, quoted, and sent it off, you're looking like a whiz. And your agent or your mortgage brokers love that. So very, very important that you keep your mortgage brokers in the loop on what's going on. Another tip I want to talk about, and something that I see agents fail with, I've seen it so many freaking times, and I've alluded to this on prior trainings. Don't stop marketing once you get busy. You will do it. You will want to do it. You'll let 2 weeks go by and you'll say, oh my God, I've been so busy quoting deals. I haven't had time to go back and see my mortgage brokers again. 100% of the time, your network will die if you don't go see your mortgage brokers. So don't make the same mistake that every single agent makes. I've seen it 1,000 times, and they have to start from scratch. And it's frustrating and it's annoying, and you see them because they're defeated. Because what happens is you have a month and a half ride where you close 100, 150K in premium, but all of a sudden your pipeline and your leads have dried up and you wonder why. Well, I didn't get out to see my mortgage brokers, right? I was handling this over here, but I didn't handle this over here, and now this over here dried up. Make sure that you set those appointments 2 days a week to go out and call on your mortgage brokers. It's imperative. I don't care how busy you are. Work till 2 in the morning to quote. You don't need to put that the mortgage broker stuff off just because you're quoting deals. I've heard that excuse so many times. So make sure that you're still seeing your referral partners. If you're doing the higher level stuff that I talked about, the CE class, if you're setting up the clue pages on ClickFunnels, make sure that you're expanding those ideas. Make sure that you're executing those ideas. It comes part of that procrastination I spoke about. Everything that we talk about and that you're going to implement takes time, and you got to get the ball rolling, right? But once the ball is rolling, I swear to God, this thing spiderwebs like you've never seen. Once you become the authority figure in town for insurance with your professional network, where you're getting people coming to you. I used to have mortgage brokers come to me I had never even met before. I got your name from somebody who I hadn't met before. Said you're the best. That is a genius feeling to know, wow, what I've been doing has been working, and now I don't have to work that hard because I'm the show. And now I can do it on my schedule. Once that happens and once you start getting this many leads, now it's time to start scaling your business, right? It's time to hire someone to help you quote, or 2 people, or 3 people. Get yourself out of the calling, quoting, selling, because your time is better spent marketing and driving in more business. Your time is not spent behind a computer clicking a mouse. So don't hide behind your computer. If you know that you're ready to scale, and you're probably not there yet, but you'll know when you're there. Again, your time is better spent. You're the talent outside of the office, getting more business, driving more leads. And honestly, that's the most fun part anyway. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Obviously, we're just, we're just at the cusp of where we need to be. But this is a very simple platform. It's a very simple foundation that we've created to make you successful. There's nuances along the way. I wanted to talk about quoting, but I'm not going to talk about that today. We'll put out another video about quoting and how to streamline that process, what to do, what not to do. If you have any questions, like I said, hit me up. I want to hear about production. I want to hear how people's success is breeding success. I want to hear those success stories. So post them in the thread on this video. Remember, Friday's the best day of the week for insurance. So if you're playing golf, you're losing. Today's the day that homes close, so you should be submitting deals today. And I want to hear about those pipelines stacking up. The nice thing with mortgage is when you close a deal, you don't actually buy the deal for 20 to 30 days out. So you should be building up your pipeline. You should be rolling into each month with 20, 25, 30 deals. Don't focus on the premium amount. Focus on the deal count. That is so important. When I used to close a deal or bind a deal and take it out of my pipeline, I knew I had to replace it with another one. Focus on keeping your closed deal pipeline that's waiting to actually be bound for the home to close over a certain amount. I used to keep mine over 35 deals. If I dip below 35 deals in my pipeline that's ready to rock and roll, I knew I had to work a bit harder. So again, don't focus on the premium. The premium will be there. Focus on the deal count that's ready to close and you'll be successful. I wish you all success this Friday. Go close some deals, make some money, have a great weekend, and we will talk next week. Thanks so much.